Good day, students. Are you excited to learn new things? If yes, give this video a thumbs up. In this video, we will discuss about formulating assertions. When reading critically, you do not immediately accept and believe the information that is in a text. Rather, you assess the author's ideas and evaluate them before forming your own opinions regarding the text or its subject matter. This unit will help you identify assertions in reading and come up with your own in writing. Are you ready to learn? Let's get started. Let us first understand the definition and types of assertions. Whenever we find ourselves in a certain situation, whether positive or negative, we can't help but act accordingly. The same is true for when we read something that has an impact on us. We agree or disagree based on our own ideas in comparison to the authors and assert our opinion. This lesson will teach you the different types of assertion you make. Before we go deeper on our discussion about assertions, I want you to ponder on this question. How does learning about the different types of assertions teach you how to react to specific situations? Now let us start by defining what is assertion. Assertion is a statement or declaration made regarding an idea, a topic, or an issue. It also expresses a person's opinion, belief, or feelings. Now, when someone makes a statement investing his strong belief in it as if it is true, though it may not be, he is making an assertion. Assertion is a stylistic approach or technique involving a strong declaration, a forceful or confident and positive statement regarding a belief or a fact. Often, it is without proof or any support. Let us dig deeper with our discussion about assertion and let us understand the types of assertion. Let's start with the basic assertion. This is a simple and direct expression of one's opinions, feelings, or beliefs. For example, I hope you were not offended by what my sister said. So, as you can observe, in this example, it is simple and direct. And let's go to the second example. The team should have been more aggressive in order for them to win the match. Again, as you can see in the second example, it is a simple and direct expression of one's opinion, feelings, or belief. The second type of assertion is the emphatic assertion. This shows sympathy to another person. It is an acknowledgement of the other person's feelings or situation, and at the same time, a show of support to the rights of the person. For example, I understand that you feel empty and tired today. I'll ask our manager if he can take the rest of the day off. So by this example, we can say that it shows sympathy to another person. I know you are all familiar with this kind of assertion. So now we can really identify that this kind is an emphatic assertion. And the second example is, please know that I have also been in your situation. And I know that it is difficult to lose someone you love. If you need to talk, I'm just here. So again, this is an example of emphatic assertion because it acknowledges the other person's feelings or situation and at the same time a show of support to the rights of the person. We are down to the third type of assertion, which is positive assertion. This expresses positive feelings or emotions. As what the word positive implies, to make this assertion, one gives a reason or an explanation for a good feeling or opinion. For example, I am grateful that you are the one who accompanied me on this trip. Having a well-read travel companion explaining all the important places in the trip made me appreciate the places we visited. So this example really shows or expresses positive feelings or emotions toward his or her companion. The second example is I am honored to share this meal with one of the movers and shakers of our company. I have learned so much in the past hour. So obviously, it shows reason or an explanation for a good feeling or opinion. Now, for the fourth types of assertion, we have confrontive assertion. This states three closely related actions. An action that was supposed to be done, the actual action, and the action that the speaker wants done. For example, Charlie's mother told him to deposit 10,000 pesos for his sister's tuition fee. But because his car ran out of gas, Charlie used 1,000 pesos from his sister's tuition to buy gasoline and only deposited 9,000 pesos. It is therefore important for Charlie to deposit 1,000 pesos for his sister to pay for her tuition. So basically, we can really say that this is an example of confrontive assertion because it shows three closely related actions. Now, for the penultimate types of assertion, we have escalating assertion. This is a firm but respectful statement made by a person who is expecting another person's response to his or her earlier assertion. However, the other person has not given any response. For example, earlier assertion. Your supervisor understands that we're going through a difficult time right now, and it is why your performance has been subpar lately. We are willing to extend your stay in this company. And the escalating assertions, although we extended your stay in this company, it does not mean that you are exempted from performing your most important responsibilities. Since we have observed that you are not faring well, we need to consider other options. So, as you can observe, the escalating assertion is expecting another person's response to his or her earlier assertion. Now we are down to the last type of assertion, which is the I language assertion. This expresses negative feelings by describing the person's feelings toward a certain negative behavior and states what he or she desires to happen. For example, if your grades still do not improve this time, I will be ashamed to face your advisor. I will also not allow you to play with your gadgets excessively, so I will have to confiscate them after 8 p.m. every day. The real focus in I language assertion is on the I feel or I want part of the statement. When expressing anger, often the tendency is to blame the other person, fly off the handle, and get caught up in the emotion. I language assertion can help you constructively focus that anger and be clear about your own feelings. I think that's it for the lesson one, the definition and types of assertion. Now, we'll proceed to lesson two, identifying and formulating assertions. Whether in a casual or formal situation, there is always a proper way to make your assertions. Our assertions have to make sense of our audience. We also have to make sure to state our assertions thoughtfully, whether or not we agree with the ideas of the original writer or speaker. This way, we have a bigger chance of getting our points across. This lesson will teach you the basic steps in formulating an assertions. Writers make assertions to convey their message, understand on an issue. Now, in order for us to identify writer's assertion, we have this guided question. The first one is, what does the writer discuss in the text? Number two, What point is the writer trying to make? Number 3, what ideas is the writer trying to disprove? Number 4, what does the writer want readers to believe? And lastly, the number 5, what does the writer feel regarding the issue? Writers frame their arguments as assertions so that the statements are strong and convincing to the readers. Now, I have here an excerpt from How to Make History Dates Stick by Mark Twain, and let us identify and practice informing assertions. Are you ready? Let's do this. I want you to pause the video right now and read the given excerpt. I will give you 1 minute to read the excerpt. Okay, given the title and the clause, if you make the pictures yourself as clause, Twain's main assertion is that one can remember history dates better through pictures. And I have already mentioned to you the questions you can ask yourself as you read a text and identify the author's assertion. I have mentioned the question, what does the writer discuss in the text? The second one is, what point is the writer trying to make? The third one is, what ideas is the writer trying to disprove? The fourth one is, what does the writer want reader to believe? And the last question I have given you a while ago is that, what does the writer feel regarding the issue? Now, after reading a text and identifying the author's assertions, you can formulate your own assertions regarding the text and the author's idea. Your assertions can be about the content and organization of the text. And also, your assertions can express your agreement or disagreement with the author's assertion. Now, when you formulate your own assertions, you should cite textual evidence to support the assertions you make. Take note of the textual evidence, okay? Below are some of the guidelines. The first one is you should state your assertion regarding the text or the author's idea. The second one is cite the actual statements in the text that led you to make such assertions. And the last one is explain your assertions. Place them side by side with the author's assertions. Take a look of the text below. It is true. History dates escape us. We acquire them only to lose them right after. In Mark Twain's essay, How to Make History Dates Stick, he suggests that we use pictures to remember the dates. Says he, pictures can make dates stick. They make nearly anything stick, particularly if you make the pictures yourself. Indeed, that is the great point. Make the picture yourself. I know about this from experience. To some extent, I agree that pictures let us remember more, including dates. As you can observe in the text I have presented, it answers some questions that I have already discussed to you. The questions you can ask yourself as you read a text and identify the author's assertion, right? So, we can really say that the writer of this text really had a good guide in making an assertion or in forming an assertion. And this is in response to Mark Twain's essay. The author of this text agrees with the writer's main assertion and cites his statements verbatim. That ends my presentation on Unit 12, Lessons 1 to 2. And I want you to study Unit 12, all of the lessons, and expect for a short quiz on Tuesday, okay? And thank you for listening, guys. God bless you all and stay safe.